Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. Welcome to another edition of Walking with the Beau. As you can tell, we had a little bit of rain. Had to wait for it to go by before I could walk, so I'm walking later than I wanted to. Not happy about that. But we'll get the walk in anyways. I was pretty surprised to see today how much ground beef is now. For 90 to 93% lean beef. .93% lean beef at Walmart, which is the cheapest place to buy it, really. Around here anyway. $6.64 a pound. $6.64 a pound. So a 4.5 pound package is $30. 5 pound, basically rounded off, 5 pound hamburger package, $30. I never thought I would ever see that. So, a lot of people are not happy about that, and they shouldn't be. And what's going on right now is absolutely insanity. And, you know, a lot of people are like, well, it's, 93% lean. Yeah, well, what's the difference, You go down to 80% lean, it's still more expensive than what 80% lean used to be. What's your point? We just start eating lard, since it comes from beef, animal fats, and just eat the lard and be happy with it? I mean, come on. I mean, what is it exactly you're saying? So anyway, now you go to Hannaford's Market, which we'll be walking by in a minute. 90% lean beef, ground beef. The 90% lean is $7.49 a pound. Is that crazy? And it doesn't get much better with Bork's Market. Even friggin' hot dogs are expensive now. I saw 10 pounds of chicken thighs. $100. Chicken thighs, the cheapest friggin' meat in the world, used to be. So I'm hoping people go vote in November with their wallets. I really do, because, you know, Kamala Harris is enjoying a boost, a modest boost in the polls right now. But it's still annoying to look at, because you know she shouldn't be getting that. And she won't be. She won't be. David Axelrod was talking about this. Basically, the way he was putting it was this exuberance you're seeing right now is just a boost they're getting because people aren't feeling a sense of gloom because Biden dropped out of it. So, you know, it's people need a reality check that are Democrats. And he said that Democrats need to have a little bit of, be a little sober about that, because they're getting over enthusiastic, and he understands, and he said it in his interview on CNN. I thought it was interesting. And he is no fan of Trump at all. Said that this election was Trump's to lose. And he is leading. And he's leading in most of the battleground states. He was very clear on that. The way the media and everybody has been hyping it up, and I guess CBS just got caught doing a fake poll. Told you they would. What they did was the last poll they did had Trump ahead. So what they did this time is they dropped the amount of Republicans they polled, and they added more Democrats by about 4%. So they added 4% both ways, and that put Kamala 4% ahead in their poll of Trump. Very dishonest. They also did that with the leaning independents. Very dishonest, and we're seeing a lot of dishonest polling because they're trying to create a 2008 Obama buzz. They're trying to manufacture it. So Ipsos is another one, CBS, Reuters, AP, Morning Consult, that was another one, The Economist. Then you have other polling, you know, like Harvard Harris, who have Trump ahead. So that was obviously the Harvard Harris poll didn't get the memo that Trump has to be behind always at all times. It's outrageous. It's absolute lunacy. So anyway, we did get a break in the rain, so I have an opportunity to walk. That's what I'm doing. All I smell when I walk by this house is weed. And there's another one up ahead here too. I'd like to know where people are getting all their money for weed. Probably Maine Care. Government health care thing. Medical marijuana. They're treating their medical problems. So, anyways, a lot quieter tonight. Monday night. Last night was pretty quiet, but it feels a lot quieter tonight. So this was another place here, Bork's Park and Shop. They have a deli. And I think a package of 100 red hot dogs, reds, was $30. Red hot dogs are a New England thing. Maine mostly, I think. Affectionately known as Lewiston lobsters. But anyway, I'm going to walk tonight. I'm not trying to set any land speed records this evening. I just want to get my walk in. And to be honest with you, my body's barking at me a little bit. I should probably listen to it. I've been doing a lot of walking. But I enjoy it. I like getting out of the house, getting some fresh air, and my exercise. Now, we got some weather forecast for next weekend. Hopefully that'll change for Saturday, but I'm pretty sure we're going to get something. But we had that tropical depression Debbie, which was a hurricane temporarily, and now it's going into Georgia. I expect it to dump 20 inches of rain. Now, that's a long way away from us, but this stuff travels up through the country, soaking everybody, and by the time it comes here, we're supposed to get it Thursday night into Friday, and it's going to be about, they said Friday 1.29 inches of rain, Saturday 1.2, and Sunday 0.3 something of an inch. So if that stays where it is, we're not going to be able to go shooting this weekend coming up either, which would be disappointing. But can't do anything about it. Certainly can't complain. We've had really good weather just about all of this year, really. Oh. Humidity has let up a little bit on this walk. Humidity's let up a little bit on this walk. It's still humid, but there is according to the weather thing I looked at, there was a blue spiky line overhead. Of course, if I look up, I won't see it. But it's a cool front. Not a cold front, but a cool front. We're going to have 75 to 80 degrees in the next few days instead of 90. So that'll be nice. Be able to open windows. Get some fresh air. So that'll be lovely. Still a little humid tonight though. It's not that real steamy tropical humidity though. So anyways, we're walking. I think tonight I'm going to walk straight all the way down on the main drag here, since it's quiet and there's not many cars. And I'll just get my 5 miles in. Got the first mile in the books. Yeah, so what a lot of people have been talking about online with Kamala is She's not doing press conferences. She's being hidden away by her campaign. And, you know, this freaking guy that brags about predicting elections, he said, this really made me laugh. And this guy, I think, has been lucky. He's gotten all the elections right for 20 years except 2. And Trump was one of them, okay? So his first time around against Hillary. So this is the guy, his name is Lichtman or something like that, professor of whatever, you know. He's one of those guys that wear a button-up shirt and thinks he's 10 years old. He wears a bow tie. And seems to be a liberal thing. He's obviously biased. Just listening to him talk today, it's like, you're so full of crap. So he's got all these different keys that have to be filled, and he says it guarantees whatever party will win. So he's talking about Kamala, and saying that you know, one of the keys that he goes by is incumbency. He said that's a big one, but apparently it wasn't big when Trump was president, right? Because he said Biden was going to win. So anyway, there's no incumbency because Biden's not running for re-election. And he's trying to say that it's kind of like it still is because Kamala's the vice president and she's running for this or that. Now his other keys had to do with a good economy and this, and he's just regurgitating the media bullshit we know is fake. Friggin' stock market is crashing right now, literally. And that has to do with world fears on a US recession and poor economy. Really terrible job numbers last month. Much lower than expected. It was only 114,000 jobs. Unemployment went up to over 4%. So, you know, things are not going well. Food prices are still going up, as I just talked about with hamburger. I mean, freaking ground beef, $7.49 a pound for 90% lean. Used to be able to buy 5 pounds for 7 something. I mean, this is ridiculous. And the media is trying to blame Trump for it, of course, because, hey, that worked for Obama. He blamed Bush for everything for 7 years until his last year. And then when he came out, he bragged about the stock market being 19,000. Bragging about it being 19,000. Also, the stock market lost over 1,000 points, which was the worst in one day on the NASDAQ. Not good. So they're trying to, media's trying to fluff it up like they do. But I'm telling you, people are going to be losing their jobs. Prices are going to go up even more. This is a problem. Kamala's going to have to own it because she was in the White House with Biden. It was the Biden-Kamala ticket. So this guy Lichtman, whatever his name is trying to say that the economy was good and she can ride on incumbency. And I'm like, are you out of your effing mind? Really? So he has other keys too, which has to do with wars. And I'm like, okay, well, we got a couple of those going on right now. There wasn't when Trump was in office. I mean, this guy, I could just tell today he didn't know what the hell he was talking about. I really think he just plays averages and odds and got lucky enough times to be on MSNBC every once in a while. So It's a joke. Don't underestimate the guy that was that had that vision, that born again guy, the Christian guy. He said he had a vision, and this was 3 months ago. Actually, it was more than 3 months ago now. It was almost 4. 3 months before Trump got shot. He said he had a vision where a bullet was fired at Trump at a rally and went by his ear. And he said that the bullet came so close to his ear that it caused his eardrum to be damaged, and he loses hearing in that ear. Okay, well, obviously that didn't happen. But he said it was going to come within a fraction of killing him, which it did. So this guy predicted that. And then the eerie thing that he said was Trump was going to go down on the stage on his knees, and at that moment he was going to find a new relationship with God, and he was going to be born again, having survived an assassination attempt. So that all happened. That all happened. He said the legal stuff was going to go away after. Yet to be seen on that. And he said that Trump was going to win re-election. He said the MAGA people are going to come out, the Republicans and the people of the country are going to come out, and they're going to rally, and they're going to elect him. That's what he said. He didn't go beyond that. So I got a couple things to talk about with that. So he was saying that that the legal stuff was going to go away. Yes and no. Well, the Supreme Court today ruled that Trump's sentencing isn't going to be postponed till after the election. So they sent it back to that court. Now, they didn't do like an official ruling on it. Basically what they did was they sent it back to the court. There's reasons for that. One, there's an ethics issue with that because Trump appointed them, and they don't want to recuse themselves because that would be 3 justices that would have to step down and not rule on that, and that would leave a liberal majority. So they're obviously not going to do that. But they have to do that where they're going to send it down to back to the court. And what they're going to do with that, I think, is if that judge turns around and sentences him to jail for what should not be a jail term, first offense, no previous crime. You have to remember the thing with E. Jean Carroll was a civil suit, not a criminal one. So Trump does not have a criminal record, okay? He's a convicted felon. That's his first offense. So traditionally, they usually don't give jail time for that. But it's Trump, and that judge has had people pressuring him to give Trump jail time, ranging from top Democrats in Congress and the Senate to the entire judicial system in New York, except for the appellate. The appellate, I will say, even in New York, a lot of times will rule on things that they don't agree with, but they will do it judiciously and properly. What comes to mind is a couple of firearms cases in the appeals court that were turned aside. So they're not dead yet, okay? But anyway, basically it means that this judge can turn around and say, well, you know what, I'm sentencing Trump to jail, and then his legal team can do an immediate appeal on that. And that would delay jail term time again. And eventually it would get to the Supreme Court where they could say, look, well, we sent it back down and, you know, it's back here again. Now we're going to rule on it. So it's probably what you're going to see. I don't see a lot of people getting very excited about the sentencing date in September. I believe it's, I know the debate is September 4th on Fox. It was supposed to be September 9th on ABC, I think. That's the one that got canceled for lack of conflict of interest, because Trump is suing Stephanopoulos and ABC. Obviously, he can't go in and do that debate. Kamala Harris said that she's going to show up anyway. But David Axelrod yesterday was saying, you know, she can say that if she wants to, but it's the network, it's their decision. And he goes, it'll probably just be like a town hall interview or something. So Trump has other debate offers, which she's going to refuse. She doesn't want to debate. She's terrible. She's not a very smart person, folks. Just watch the video clips of her. She's really bad. In a lot of ways, she's worse than Biden because she has her wits about her. And she says really dumb things. So, we're going to have to wait and see what happens. But I do know that the polls are favoring Trump more than they look like when you look at the polls. Don't trust the polling. They're doing it again. They did it last time. They did it in 2016. And they've been doing it for a while. 2016, the whole media story was, how did the polls get it so wrong? Well, it's because they rigged their polls to make Hillary look better than she was. People were expecting her to win. It was really that simple. She was a terrible candidate. Kamala is worse than Hillary. So, still 100 days, 95 days, I think. So, we're going to get past the Democrat convention coming up. She'll get a modest boost from that. It'll be, if it goes well for them, which it should, I don't see why it wouldn't. You know, unless you get Black Lives Matter showing up and they're still angry, protesting, saying they got gypped of their votes, which could very well happen. And so we'll have to wait and see on that front, okay? But this is serious business. It's very serious business. So we'll wait and see what goes on with that. Very important stuff. So anyway, right now, national polling, Trump versus Harris, national vote. Okay, no electoral college stuff. Just a national vote. Trump is ahead 0.4%. But, like I said, that includes about 5 wishy-washy polls that inflated her numbers. So these are about a dozen polls averaged together. And realistically, it should be about 2% Trump ahead. So now once you figure in the 5-way race, that drops down. That puts Kamala ahead 0.3. It eats up a few points away from Trump. So, but again, that should make it more or less tie. Now that's the national popular vote, okay? So what really matters is the swing states, the battleground states. Currently, right now, Harris is ahead in Virginia by a smidge. So I also don't think that one's completely accurate. But I do believe Harris's Democrats are doing better in Virginia than Republicans for the presidential. I just think they inflated her numbers. So she hasn't gotten a big giant blowout boost from Biden stepping down, I guess is my point. So despite the hoopla and exuberance, they're not running away with anything. So keep that in mind, okay? Very importante. Very important to acknowledge that. And that's a big deal. That's a very big deal. Because all of the experts I've seen, and I mean all of them, every single one of them, whether they hate Trump or love Trump, has said that the honeymoon of Biden stepping down is going to be over right around the time that the National Convention for Democrats ends. And that is going to open up a lead for Trump, because he is leading. I just want Trump out of the picture. I'm sick of hearing about him. Crowd is there. It's going to be there. But you're going to have some Republicans trash talking Trump now, saying they won't vote for him. Reality is going to set in, especially with the stock market doing what it's now. Prices are going to go up more for everything. And so when you get that sort of thing in there, when people go shopping at the store, that's a powerful thing. The price of gas is not dropping down. And the problem with that is Biden burned up the National Reserve to bring gas prices down. If he hadn't done that, we'd be seeing $5 gas. We would, for sure, because it was going up to almost $4 before he did that. And it would be worse now, because inflation has come down a smidge, but it has not come down. You need to understand that. It's still high. Okay? Coming down, and negative inflation is not what's going on right now. We want to see negative inflation. So with that, they have a lot of serious problems with that, because they haven't replenished the strategic oil reserves. So now if some big crisis happens in the world and there's an oil glut or an oil crisis, we've used up the oil. And they haven't replaced it. And they haven't replaced it because they gave the money to Ukraine to fight the Russians. So this is all incredibly stupid, and it might actually just boil over at the right time to help Trump but hurt the country at the same time. It's starting to look like that's what might happen, unfortunately. So that person walking there is smoking weed. I can smell it. It's legal here in Maine. It's not illegal. So kind of takes the fun out of it. People used to enjoy lighting up a joint, watching for the cops. You gotta watch for the rozzers. Now it's like nobody cares. So it takes the fun out of it. So anyways, yeah, that's what's going on with that. It's kind of a big deal. Kind of a big deal. Well, let's go down this way. Now it's kind of dark. We'll go down the next one. It's lit a little better. You can see everything's kind of lit sporadically. anyways, so we got all that nonsense and tomfoolery going on, and it's still going to be a little while before it settles down. We'll have to wait. We need to get one of those debates out of the way, and then about a week and a half after that debate, we'll start seeing the polls, what they say. Now, Kamala Harris, I'll tell you right now, if she comes out during the poll and she has slick, polished answers to every question, that means she was given the answers ahead of time. Like Donna Brazile did when she was the DNC chair for Hillary Clinton. Hillary had well-rehearsed answers. She knew what the questions were going to be. And then when I saw Kamala Harris debating with Mike Pence in 2020, she was terrible. She wasn't prepared. It was obvious she didn't know what she was talking about. She BS'd her way through it. And, a lot of her answers are like, everybody knew that person in high school that was supposed to do a book report and then talk about the book in class. And you could always tell they didn't read it because they would just BS about it, what they heard about it. Yeah, we had Tom and this Huck guy. They were down south and they rode on steamboats. They got into some trouble. They had a friend. Something happened to his friend, and they went and did this, and they got on a raft, and they BS the whole thing. And that's what she does with everything, and it's really crazy. So I can see why they're cutting her speeches down to 20 minutes with a teleprompter, and they're also keeping her away from doing media interviews, unless they are with people they trust that will edit the bad stuff out. So, can't trust what you hear and see, folks. The legacy media is really terrible. They don't care about the democratic process at all. And they're not going to. So, that's what we're dealing with. So they did a nice job redoing these buildings. These are new buildings, relatively new. 10 years ago or so, approximately. I remember when they were building them. So, nice stretch here. Go across the street. So, this stuff all takes a long time to process out, and they are doing some bad polls intentionally to make Kamala look better, and that's for fundraising. They want every single advantage to give hope to people that, the media is hyping it hard. Kamala, the savior, she's this and that. And this is the same media that said that she was the worst vice president in history. 28% approval rating. Disappeared, hasn't been seen. And she was supposed to go to the border. She didn't go for 3 months. That famous clip, she's asked about it, and Lester Holt goes, well, you didn't go to the border. It's been 3 months. She goes, well, I didn't go to Europe either. Like a smart ass. I mean, that's a terrible answer. He wasn't arguing with her, he was telling her, how come you haven't gone? Maybe there was a reason, No, she took offense to it because she's a prima donna. She's definitely a big ego. So, I just hit 2.5 miles. So we're going to head back now. Just did my turnaround point. So these people are absolutely absurd. The media, the way they're propping her up, trying to sell her to the public as the greatest thing that this country has ever seen. A black woman, smart, brilliant. And then you go watch the things that she said in the past, and she's an idiot. She's a moron. And they're not edited out of context either. I mean, you can watch any speech that she's given. She repeats the same lines because she can't come up with anything. So she rehearses and says the same lines over and over again. Now, politicians used to do that, okay? Back in the day, you had Richard Nixon. His first election, he won pretty good. He had 300 and something electoral college votes. It was a good win, 1968. Had a lot of things at issue, Vietnam War and other stuff. Hubert Humphrey was running against him and was doing unexpectedly well. He actually beat out the Democrat in the primary that was supposed to win. So anyway, Nixon won, and then his re-election was a huge lopsided win. People didn't want to change horses during the Vietnam War. Oh, I just saw a lightning flash. I'm gonna die. So anyway, the point being is they're trying to fluff her up into the Messiah, which is Obama. They're trying to say she's got the biggest enthusiasm among voters, and so this is like Obama 2.0. I've actually heard them say that. And it's not, folks. It's not. It's ridiculous. So, oh, I just heard a thunder. I may regret this walk. I've not walked in a thunderstorm yet, and I'm not going to. I'll have to take shelter somewhere, which I could do on a porch or something. Somebody wants to call the police because I'm on their porch, well, go ahead. I'd rather deal with the police than lightning. Like right now, I'm walking by these trees, you know? So, I'm gonna keep my eye on the sky and see what the lightning is. Actually, I should open my app. That's what I should do. Let's open up the app. Let's see what the app says. You'll see it with me right here. See that? It's going by to the north. Just to the north. There's a little bit behind over here that I might get. I'm definitely going to get wet from that. That last puff on the end, look at that, right here, the end of my finger. Right there. Where that blue dot is right here. So, that's what I'm going to get. I try to get home before that gets here. Might be able to. I'm a little past halfway through my walk right now. I'm going to take the shortest route, which is through this way. I'll cut across the street over here and walk on the sidewalk and cross that way. I'm gonna die. Nobody dies today. That was an electric. Sounded like an electric. So that was really interesting today. I watched a really excellent Tucker Carlson clip here in Maine. He lives around Bethel. He's got a little place that's in Bethel, I believe. If you don't know what that is, it's a little town just inside the New Hampshire border in the western part of Maine. And he has his studio that he does interviews there. President Trump has gone there. Alex Jones has gone there. Quite a few other famous people have gone there. And so anyway, he was hanging out with one of the locals, talking about Maine and how basically a lot of Maine is still like 1983. So a lot of Maine is still back in time in a good way. So I thought that was pretty cool. He took an hour interview program with locals. One guy that he does work for Tucker has gone to prison before, which I thought was interesting. The guy went to prison for the intent to sell marijuana, okay? They didn't say that he was busted for it, but that was back when it was illegal. And now it's not illegal, and I'm sure he was not happy when it was made legal, because he actually went to jail for it. So, oh, I hear some thunder rumbling. God's moving furniture around. That's what my dad used to say. I think my mom used to say that too. I think they both said that. So anyway, he did a really good 1 hour segment in Maine. I could tell by the inspection sticker on Tucker's pickup truck. It was recorded last year, and they had talked about it raining for a whole month. So I knew it was last year. But anyway, it was edited and aired this year. Probably saved it as kind of a filler thing. So, kind of cool. If you get a chance to watch it. I believe it's at tuckercarlson.com. You can watch that. I think it might be on YouTube also. Probably on his Facebook page, I would guess. So, I want to get a good shot of this sign. I got a good shot of it the other night, but it wasn't lit up well enough. So, be nice. So, a few minutes ago, somebody was hooting and hollering while driving by. I don't like a car full of good old boys having a good time hooting and hollering. They might decide to look for an adventure that they best not want to find. Thanks. Yeah, one of those cars that turn off. Well, it was cooler a few minutes ago. Now it feels muggy again. It's like right where that front line is going through. So there's probably cool pockets and warm pockets of humid air and not so humid. An itch on my leg. Well, I just saw some lightning over that way, over yonder, behind that building on to the right. This weather is going to come in from the west, and that's exactly where that is. All right, I didn't count. I got to count when I see a lightning flash, when I hear it. Be watching. Mama, I'm scared. I do not like lightning. I don't like it because when I was younger, I was staying at my aunt's house in Augusta, and she lives on a hill across from a church. Well, she used to live there. And the lightning, a little bolt went right through the freaking house. Scared the crap out of me. Hair standing up on end and everything. I didn't like that too much. Then another time lightning struck right across the street from where I was standing. Another time it struck across the street, split a tree in half. That was on High Street in Lewiston, I believe. That's where family friend Maxine used to live. And again, we were kids when that happened. So, another time I was cleaning snow in February. The sky was low. I remember the sky was all pink. And lightning struck the damn yard, our backyard, while I was cleaning snow. That scared the crap out of me too. So, I've had like 5 lightning bolts in my lifetime, close enough to get my attention. So that makes me nervous. As well it should be. All right, 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000, 6 1,000, 7 1,000, 8 1,000, 9 1,000, 10 1,000, 11 1,000, 12 1,000, 13 1,000. Okay, that's 6.5 miles away. So that means that lightning flashed 6.5 miles away. I think I got time to get home. Wish me luck. Rain's picking up. Got an itch on my leg. All right, I'm motivating. So that was definitely about 13 and a half. That's about 6.5 miles, if that holds true. Six and a half miles is not far. The other thing with the radar app is there is a delay by the time you get the data through the app. So, because they have a buffer. There's a buffer period. We found that out this summer with a couple of severe thunderstorms that we were getting. All hell was breaking loose, and it said it wasn't quite here yet. So, wind's picking up a little bit. You can see the American flag up here blowing. Well, it was. Definitely getting raindrops. There we go. Breeze is kicking up, which actually feels good right now. See the trees blowing around. I got another 1.5 miles to go, and I know I'm going to do about 16 minutes a mile. So I don't know if I'm going to make it, folks. What's going to happen? Looks like they installed a new Trump flag here on this pole. Yep. The Trump with his fist in the air. I knew they were going to get a new flag. I knew it. I think we have one of those coming too, actually. Well, I thought I had a good enough window to walk in when it stopped raining earlier. I might still make it. If I get wet, that's okay. It's not what I'm worried about. I don't want lightning going off. You know, I'm the only person walking around out here. What do you think's going to happen? Frizzap! Frizzap! Fried J-Beau. I don't want to be fried J-Beau. All right, place your bets, folks. Am I going to make it or not? Don't want no fried J-Beau. This is giving me a better workout than I wanted. I'm trying to hurry up and get home. I'm gonna die. Thanks. Thank you. All right, we're in the home stretch. Oh, man. Am I gonna make it? I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Leaves are turning up. That's a sure sign something's going on. Probably hear the breeze. Do I dare check my app? Do I? Oh my God, it's almost here. I don't have much time. I don't have much time, folks. Don't think I'm going to make it, because I do know already that it buffers. So that's just about here. It's going to start raining any minute. It's moving pretty fast. All I can do is put my head down and walk. That's it. Good news is it's not cold out, so if it rains, it's not going to be horrible. I just don't want to get fried. You can see how the clouds all look funky right there. All right, let's motivate. I got about a mile left. About 16 minutes to 17 minutes of walking. I don't think I'm gonna outrun it, folks. I think Lady Luck is running out. I got caught one time in a downpour last year. It was also very humid. It was nice, actually. But we didn't have any lightning and thunder. Like I said, I don't care if it just rains. I just don't want to get fried. I can see how low the clouds are. I know you can't. But I'm looking across the street while I'm walking, and they look like low-lying, fast-moving clouds. You can hear the wind picking up. So we're getting there, folks. Isn't this fun? Isn't this better than walking on a treadmill, looking at the four walls? Come on, admit it. Well, ground pork. Ground pork's $3 a pound. That's what hamburger used to be. Hamburger. Pretty soon ground beef is going to be a little piece of beef that fell off as a scrap on the ground. There won't be any to eat except that. All right, rain's picking up. Told you the rain was just about here and there was a buffer, so now it's raining and it's not going to stop. So it's not going to stop. I need to get where I'm going. And fortunately, I didn't see any yellow on the radar or red. It's just green. So if it's just rain, it's okay with me. But we did see lightning and we heard thunder, so that's obviously what's coming here now. Wind's picking up. The old words of Jack Burton. What the hell? Big Trouble in Little China. I actually just watched that the other night. What an entertaining movie. All right, here it comes. Real rain. This is a downpour. All right, you wanted to see when I didn't have a good idea walking. Here we are. I'm almost where I'm supposed to go, too. Oh, that was a wave. It let up. See that? I'm almost there. Come on, baby. Work, you little feet. Get me home. Well, this was not my best idea, I admit. Here comes the wind. I'm not going to stop. Hell is being unleashed, folks. Beau reporting live from Lewiston, Maine. You want me to grab onto a post, pretend like it's a hurricane like they do on TV? I didn't make it, folks. I didn't make it. It's too wet to wipe the camera off, so you'll just have to deal with whatever gets on the camera. It's waterproof. So I could go inside Cumberland Farms, but I'm not going to, because I'm almost where I gotta go anyways, more or less. I'm not gonna melt. Nothing lets you know you're alive till you're walking in bad weather. It's really kind of cool, actually. It's not cold. Feels really nice. I'm almost wet down to my bones right now. All right, I'll sign off up ahead here. Click like and subscribe. Share the content. I hope you enjoyed watching me get soaked. And I am soaked. I had a hunch I might get soaked tonight because I wore my ball cap tonight. Shield myself from the rain a little bit. I'm not seeing lightning or thunder, so that's good. That's okay with me. Somebody with a misfiring cylinder. Sounds like they're driving in a lower gear to compensate, perhaps. All right. I'll end my walk with you at the Pizza Hut up ahead, where I sometimes end our walks. I want to say thank you for walking with me. It has been Walking with Beau, an almost daily walking vlog. And as I've always stated, a lot of people are like, well, you know, a lot of times you walk the same route, but there's always different stuff that happens walk to walk. We've been out on rainy nights and we saw frogs. That was cool. We've seen deer. Seen all kinds of stuff. So, anyways, thank you very much for walking with me. Have a wonderful evening. Have a beautiful today. God bless everybody. God bless you. Stay out of trouble. Talk to you soon, folks. We will talk to you soon from Monsoon, Maine.